about the renovation, Patricia.
These wrong people, they're strong. Let's go to the renovation of the airport. According to Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo, the Lagos Murtala Muhammed International Airport will undergo renovation for 22 months with a total cost of 712 billion naira. According to him, he said the renovation will include a complete M&A, that is the mechanical, electrical, and the plumbing works. And we have the pictures on. I think we have a video.
There's a video for that. So let's play the video.
Welcome back. It's still the boss. Anyway, Femi Chacha, you heard the minister. We want to carry out a renovation on the mechanical, the electrical, and the plumbing work of the international airport, the Murtala Muhammed International Airport. And this is going to be costing 712 billion naira to do this renovation. What's your take on this? Do you think the money it's not enough or it's too much?
It's outrageous. Do you think that? Because a lot of Nigerians actually believe this is outrageous.
I understand. You see, Nigerians have the right to react. And I still feel that we are not using the FOI bill, freedom of information. The freedom of information bill, we're not requesting. We are demonstrating via social media. Better, unlike before, where people take to the streets when they
kindly enlighten the public on that.
I will, obviously, I will. Now, Festus Keyamo is a very close big brother, and I watched some of his interviews during the week, and I think, like I was saying to him, I still expect that the likes of Barrister Femi Falana and some likes will write via the FOI bill to request for. You see, what we need is, who are those that. The reason why Nigerians are shouting is that we want to know those that actually bidded for
the contract.
What was the bidding process like?
Yeah.
What are the things that's going to be sorted with that? Now, President, I will now explain. Nigeria at the moment does not have a hub. I've traveled 13 countries by God's grace. I think in Africa we have only 2 or 3 hubs: Ethiopia, South Africa, then Cairo. Now, a hub. You can, it can be a transit. You are supposed to fly into Nigeria, and then you are linked to another wing of the same airport to now connect to another flight going elsewhere. We do that in New York. It's not visible.
Nigeria
has not been a hub all the while. Now, rather than verifying the aim of the intended renovation. Now, I will also shock you. Sadly, the MM2, this is about MM1.
Yes.
The MM2 that President Buhari actually did, some part of it will actually also go down. You know why?
Why?
Funny enough, from arrival, there is only one entrance. There's nowhere in the world
where you have one entrance.
You have only one entrance. I can give you. They are not doing their own breakdown. I'm using my own experience of traveling around the world to now look at I'll give another instance. I don't expect if we become a hub, for instance, now, not everyone will now, within that few hours of trying to connect to their flight, buy a SIM card that is operable in Nigeria. There must be Wi-Fi. We don't have that in any of our international airports. We don't. You should be able to use Wi-Fi to be able to communicate with people and say, "Oh, I'm here. I do that because once you are on air, your family is scared until you land and tell them, "Oh, I've arrived." But it's not possible. Then they are also trying to connect the railway station in Ikeja to pass through. Now, so it's a very big project, but I'm of the opinion that some of these things should be done in phases. That's why I have a problem with this administration.
But they didn't mention they were going to do all this because he just said they were going to be doing the mechanical.
Exactly.
So I don't know where you got this.
No, if you request, I can send you a more detailed breakdown for all of this. I can give you even more instances of several things that is inside the breakdown, because before, you see, it is not even about the Ministry of Aviation. You know, there's a ministry that actually go into the bidding. The minister does not even have a say. It does not even have an input. What they do at FEC, Federal Executive Council, is now look at whatever those ministries have done and then agree to approve I don't know if you understand. So
Which
it's not even. Then I'll not tell you another thing again.
Very quickly.
As I round off, the reason why we're planning to move into being an hub, with the present MM2 that President Buhari, it is difficult for certain big aircrafts to even land in our Lagos. Lagos contributes 67% of income as far as all the airports in Nigeria is concerned. Now, the point is, if they just agreed on leasing of aircrafts, they have not been doing that tonight, and that's why, because most of these are it's difficult to have an aviation company because you have to buy your own. Like, look at what Airpeace Onyema is going through. But now they have a very big contract on leasing. In fact, like I almost said, in the next 4 or 5 days, like close to like 13 leased big aircraft will arrive where they don't need to buy anymore. And so every of these companies will now begin to compete because they now have access to enough aircraft. But we don't. Look at the runway. Now, don't misunderstand me. Do I think this whole amount should go into this at the moment? No. That's why I said earlier on that it needs to be done in phases. That's my own opinion. I can have an intention to build a mansion, but does that mean I must now use all my capital, and my children should be fasting and praying? They should not eat because that is
go to school.
Or they should not go to school because daddy wants to move into our site by December. It does not make any sense.
Okay, all right. Very quickly, let's have Comrade analyze this this topic in just about 2 minutes. If we still have Comrade, can we bring him back on the screen? Can we, Okay, thank you, Comrade. Comrade, please, in just 2 minutes, our time is already up. In just 2 minutes, can you tell us what are your views on this renovation for the MM1?
Yes, you see, it's all about garbage in, garbage out. 712 billion naira. And 18 kobo is the last amount. It's just laughable. This money is too outrageous, in all sincerity, based on the present our present economic reality. How can you use 712 billion naira just to fixing the mechanical and electrical part of an airport? Are you not telling me that ab initio, when the airport was built, they didn't have all those facilities in place, or are they not in place? Are they totally, obsolete, that they want to do a total, changing or refixing of those things, or are they trying to do repairs? That is one. It's outrageous. And two, where do we get that source of fund? Where is it coming from? Because the minister, Festus Keyamo, son, did not really tell us where the money is coming from. Are there some of this money that we still borrow from foreign, banks and World Banks, IMF, and all the rest of them? It's not helping us, and it's not taking us anywhere. The case of Aji Sirinka, the former aviation minister, that is under probe, we didn't hear anything. So everything he did during his time as a minister of aviation has just been swept under the carpet. Spending this humongous amount of money in our airports when we are not even building a new one, I think is called for cause for concern. It should be looked into, because a lot of corruption in the past. You forgot the case of the female minister of aviation. This is a sector that ordinarily has turned to a conduit pipe for successive minister, to siphon funds, to misappropriate funds, and to embezzle our national, patrimony. So when we look at this thing deeply, we see that all these airports issues, look at other airports in the world. Is it the way we are coming out with rejuvenation, remodification of our airports? Is it the same way they are doing in other same climb? So they are just using this thing as a conduit, as I said, to siphon fund, to get money. And I'm very sure this humongous amount would have been a loan from certain Western interests. It will get us nowhere. We are not getting it right. Because ordinarily, like Femi also said, who are those that bidded for this contract in the first instance? We only hear it, through this press conference, and nothing will be heard of it. Maybe at the end of the day, they will only spend 10 million naira, and nobody will be requesting for a refund or what has been done. So please, they are deceiving us. They are deceiving us. This administration, the ministers, the crops of officials in this present administrations, they have stolen more than any administration in the history of this country. I'm just telling you this, but you are not seeing it because it has become a party matters. The EFCC will not look along their way, or to prosecute them or to bring them to book or to investigate what they are doing, because we understand the antecedents of the crop of leadership of this present administration. You get it now. So it's all about rub my back, I rub your back. Rub my back, I rub your back. So whatever they are doing, President Koyamo cannot tell us that this amount will be the real amount that will be spent on just mechanical and electrical. For what? Do you get it now? An airport is being built in one of my states in Osun State. You do Osun Airport. How much from clearing of the field, from acquiring the land, how much has been earmarked for the building of that airport? A new airport, so to say, that has not yet been completed even now. So you're not talking of Murtala International Airport.
Hello, comrade. Thank you very much for that. Thank you so much for airing your view. We have to go.
The government should stop.
Hello, comrade. We have to go. Thank you very much for that.
All right.
Your opinion. Thank you so much. 2 minutes already is fast spent. I wanted you to just give us a breakdown in 2 minutes. But thank you very much. Your analysis is just it was slightly different from from Femi Chacha's own, but of course I think we're still heading the same way. I want to read this last message before we go. This one is from. Okay, no name. This one says, good afternoon, presenters. I don't seem to understand the whole Nigeria infrastructural scene. With all this money spent on infrastructures, can't Nigeria create an infrastructure team or ministry that employs local engineers, probably led by a few expatriates? And he went on to say, okay, hold on. He went on to say, look at the Dangote conglomerate, for example. They are self-sufficient too much that they build ports for themselves to import and export their equipment and products. This is sincerely my opinion. Well, that's a good thing. Very quickly, in seconds, do you buy the idea he's trying to, push out there?
Sometimes I see I said that.
So you think Nigerians will just do rules to the answer? Just get this done and let's move. Okay, all right. Since that alone just it says it all. Anyways, we'd like to say thank you to all our viewers and of course our callers and those who sent text messages. So thank you so much for being part of the show, and also thank you Femi Chacha for also being part of the show. Thank you so much for trying to come down to the studio against all odds. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And also thank you to our comrade Ola Agbola. Despite the network, he still stayed through. We'll say a big thank you. I hope you're listening. Thank you so much for joining us via Zoom. Of course, tomorrow is going to be another day where we'll talk about what's trending and buzzing on social media. Until then, I want you to stay safe. If you have to take hot tea, please do, because this weather is not friendly. My name is Rose Blossom. Until then, do have a beautiful and a lovely day for yourself. Bye for now. Patricia?
Yes, I'm going to say stay warm. Stay warm. If you have to take tea.
Yeah.
The weather is really, really very cold. Anyway, we'll be back same time tomorrow. My name is Patricia Uron.